Everyone, Wendy here from the Indigo Doors. I felt called to share another painting that I just did this week. Well, technically, like last week, but like recently, and just kind of what's going on in the planet, what's happening within us. And for those of you that don't really understand my process or you're new to it, I was a trained artist, but I can now hear through my own practice, can hear spirit and God, and they kind of tell me what to do as I'm painting, meaning I don't know what it looks like. I don't have the end product in my brain and then try to create it. They kind of show me step by step, just kind of like how life works, step by step, what to paint first, what to paint next, and then they also, throughout that process, they kind of teach me the messages that I share with you, and why, and everything in the painting has a very specific meaning. So the color has meaning, the number of things has meaning, the relationship of objects to each other, where they are in the painting, and they're meant to be multidimensional, meaning what I get from them, just like regular art, what I get from them, I get, and what you get from it, it might be different. So trust yourself. This is just what I got, but trust yourself in the meaning that comes for you. I hope you enjoy it. Let me see if I can do this right. Let me make it full screen for you. So this here is called Emerging, and it was a really fun painting. But as I began to paint it, there was definitely a lot of shifts happening on the planet. So it was uncomfortable. So as I started this painting, it was actually really uncomfortable, meaning it was kind of moving things within me. So it was about that. And I'm sure there's no such thing as coincidence. There's meaning behind even the fiery scene behind that image kind of coming through. And as we talked previously in my last channel, it was about the fires in California and what's happening in the meaning behind that and the process of that. But this being is emerging from this beautiful golden yellow light. And they really talk to me about the Holy Trinity, but in a new way. Some of this Matt Kahn has talked about, but it's about really aligning your will with that of your higher self. So you have, the one part of the three is your higher self. The base part is your heart, right? And then the third piece of the Trinity is your future self. So it's almost like the Holy Trinity is a functioning, is a machine or a mechanism to bring heaven on earth, bring your God essence into your being. And it takes practice, but the key to it is truly being present with yourself. So truly noticing how you feel every day. And as we move through and integrate all of our parts, and integrate truly just means love all of our parts. So kind of transforming fear into love. We have to start with ourselves. So this painting is kind of that process. And as you move through and as you become very present with yourself and loving all of those emotions that come up, you begin to be more connected with your higher self and aligning your will and your actions with that of love. Because truly, I believe that the basis of all humanity is love, all beings. And so you see the being emerging from the center, which is the powerful symbol, right? The center. But he's purple, right? Which is that place of healing, but also of a higher knowing, right? So as you become centered in understanding yourself and loving yourself, how you become, your intuition gets better, right? Your connection with source gets stronger. You see the lion here on the left side of or the right side of the figure, but left side in our view. in the power of the lion. But you notice that he's not roaring, so he doesn't even need to roar and have power. So it's almost the bringing back the divine feminine, knowing, just that knowingness, right? Like this beautiful power of just being. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to do anything. It's truly just by loving the self, starting with the center, you have this immense power, because your will is your actions are aligned with your higher self, meaning all your actions are aligned with, is this good for me, right? Is this an expression? Is this who I want to be? Is this an expression of love? So the lion's very powerful, but not even needing to roar, right? And I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful symbolism of truly what power is. You don't ever have to say it, right? It's kind of like that old story. If you have to say it, it's true. It's not true. Like, hey, I'm really smart. Or it's kind of like if you have to say it, there's an underlining insecurity there. Anyways, I kind of went off on a tangent. But you see around the figure, there's like this blue, which is water, and the movement of water. So really kind of almost like Moses in a way, right? This image is emerging through the water, like parting the waves, parting the seas, and the mastery of that. Because as you master yourself, you master your world, and that's kind of demonstrated with the water. Like I said, I didn't know what I was painting as I was doing it, but it all comes together and it makes complete sense. So it's always a very beautiful, miraculous kind of discovery for myself as I'm painting. It's a neat experience. So you have on the to the right, when you're looking at it, it's to the right, but it's the left side of the figure. You have the bluebird of happiness, which is also representative here of your future self. It's kind of not grounded. It is a bird, so it's kind of ethereal, right? It's in the air, coming to it. Birds are always, they oftentimes are represented as messengers from the other side. So in a way, it's like the bluebird of happiness is coming to you, your future self, and showing you the way to happiness. And he is connected to the water, which is your emotions. So truly learning and honoring all of those emotions that are coming up. That's the key. That's when you really begin to know what aligns with you and what doesn't. No judgment, but just really, do you want to go to the movies? Do you like Chinese food, right? There's so many things, even myself included, where we just kind of move through them because it's easier that way, right? Just like, fine, they ordered Chinese, I'm going to eat it, even though I've been trying to really be good, right? Not eat out or whatever. It's like really noticing how you feel about things and aligning your will with your higher self, which is it good for you, or is it an act of love? And believe me, this is a work in progress. So we're all works in progress. But the bluebird of happiness here is on this tree. So it's like a promise, it's a promise to yourself that where you're going in this process of allowing and centering yourself on how you feel, it's so abundant, it's so fruitful. And you see here how it's part of this golden center energy, where it's like he's calling to you and creating this beautiful path for you. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. The purple circles are typically ideas and things that are coming to you, meaning all the potentials that you have within you. And the path, how it's always, how the water will kind of show you the way. And the lion, of course, is the higher self. So I hope, there's so much more. Is even if as I try to explain it in an intellectual way, it's really meant to be felt within yourself. So please sit with it for a moment if you'd like, without me talking, and please share your comments on what you get from it or what you feel from it. I would love to see your response. But that's really what they wanted me to share with you today. So enjoy. Much love to you, and we'll talk to you soon.